then a DJ with my mate Paul, the producer, and we did Shine and other. Then whenever Alan Sims bought Stiff Kitten, he asked us to run their student night, which was we called Sketchy. I had previously run a club night with my mate Rich called Sketchy. Just loved the name, even though it was a different night. We loved the name, so I loved the name Sketchy, and it became a really like a bit of an institution really. And then Alan bought this venue, and we kind of moved Sketchy over here. And I took a full-time job running all the club nights, and we'll do the Saturday, and it's just baby steps at the start, and then it just snowballs, and because I don't, you know, I'm not playing my own music, or I'm not playing a niche genre, I'm not playing house and techno, you know, that type of stuff. It's quite tough, and it's a real grind. You have to be really, really good to sort of make a living out of doing that. You know, obviously, if you do make a living out of it, then you can tour the world, and you know, it's like being in a good covers band versus doing your own music. And I'm essentially the DJing equivalent of a covers band, you know, but I love it. So yeah, and every now and again I'll do like a gig, you know, at Balsonic or Customized Square or something, warming up for a house DJ or something. Then I really get to play the stuff that I really love doing. You know, it's kind of a bit more
experimental, or
yeah, a bit more of a sort of a proper DJ set. While I'm in the limelight, you know, you're playing the hits, and you're really, your priority is always entertaining, and less, I don't know, I suppose educating is the word. I hate DJs who talk about educating people. It's like, fuck off. People, you know, unless you're an incredible DJ, unless you're like, you know, really just a well-respected DJ who's done incredible mixes and production, you know, educating people. You want educated, go to a library, listen to the radio. People don't come to the limelight,
do a TED talk
on a Thursday to be educated. They come to cop off with some wee lad or wee doll that they've got their eye on, drink some booze and have a laugh, and I'm just soundtracking that, and you know, that's the attitude, you know.
I suppose your other main love outside of music's football, and obviously you're a big Glentoran fan. How did you fall into that?
Well, whenever I moved to East Belfast about 2003, and the very first thing, I'd always had an interest in local football. I went in Newry Town, I lived in Newry, and Glentoran were the team I kind of had my eye on. I'd sort of flirted with. I don't know why.
Now or
no, back you know, back when I was growing up. You know, so Newry was my kind of first love because that's where I lived. But then I just wouldn't have been going to matches, and always liked Glentoran. And so whenever I moved to East Belfast, the first thing I did was go to Glentoran matches. This is whenever it was, 2003 or something like that. And I just got hooked. I bought a season ticket, and for about 10 years I was home and away at Glentoran, mostly on my own, you know, because it's difficult to get people, you know people there, but I would be driving to Armagh. I remember driving to Armagh like on the 28th of December or something, and the family's like, what the hell are you doing? And you know, up to Dungannon and all the rest, and I loved it. But then at the age of about 36, in an unusual move, I started playing football, and that was kind of the end of my dedication to Glentoran, because now I play every Saturday. But like everything else, you know, again, turned 40 this year. I don't know how long. I mean, our first match is this Saturday this season. I'm thinking I would like to play this season, because this could be it. Like, you know, I've no injuries. My knees are fine. My ankles are fine. A dodgy toe, but other than that, I'm fine. But I do sort of feel like, you know, how long can I keep doing this? You know what I mean? So I want to play this year until I just can't play anymore, and that could be in the post as well.
Just bow out at a final or something, hopefully.
Well, the word final, it shows you that you don't know anything about the team I play for. I play for Newton Forest.
Oh, you were in a semi-final, were you not?
We were in a semi-final a couple of years ago, to be fair to us, yes. Oh, that was a brilliant experience. They had linesmen, and they had linesmen number one, right? That was such a big deal. And they had this little rope a few feet back from the sideline to keep people, so that there would be like an area for people to watch. And then, you know, I thought that was the most exciting thing in the world. That was a brilliant day. Although, it's funny, I didn't start the match, came on at half time, but my dad went to that match, which was exciting in itself, you know. It was semi-final. God bless him, like, Dad's great, and he kind of come up to Lisburn to see it, and I wasn't starting, that was fine. So I came on at half time, and the manager says to me, see that guy there, take him out, right? And what he meant was, I'm always quite a good man marker, because I'm very disciplined, and I'll just, if I, you know, I don't mind man mark. Some people hate it, but I like having a job because I'm not super skillful. I'm not super good at football really. I started very late, but man mark, and that's an achievable thing that I can do, right? So all right, yeah. So I was always goes out, take him out. So, just take him out of the match. He's one of their best players, and I went on, and the very first thing I did was empty him. Right? I didn't do it deliberately. It was a clumsy tackle, tiny bit late, but no malice, right? And the guy could take it off injured. Now, to be fair, he was an older guy, and he had said to me he was carrying an injury. He was completely fine about it. There was no handbags. It was all like, it was all completely fine. But my dad had heard my manager say to me, take him out. He thought, first tackle, take him out as in, take him on the pitch, which I sort of successfully. So I always remember that semi-final where my dad was like, I heard what your manager said to me. What were you doing? I was like, I just tackled him. He said you take him out. You went on and he got injured like straight away. My dad thought that I kind of Roy Keane him. It's kind of pure. What do you call the guy? Alfinga Haaland or whatever you call that. Where Roy Keane just went on and just ended his career or whatever. So I think my dad thought that's what I was doing. So I always laugh about that semi-final. So that's kind of my abiding memory of that semi-final is my dad thinks that I am the footballing equivalent of a sociopath. He thinks I'm Roy Keane, but I'm not. I'm just not very good at tackling people because I'm a bit clumsy, So yeah.
And last thing to finish, what is it you love about living in Belfast and Northern Ireland in particular?
Well, if I'm being cynical answering that question, I would say it's easier to be a sort of a medium-sized fish in a small pond. I was always slightly terrified of going to London. Philly Taggart, my mate, went to London. Colin went to London. All these people went off and rolled the dice and made a living in London. London terrifies me. I love it, but any of those big cities terrify me doing this, so at least I'm in Belfast. It's small, I can do what I want to do, it's possible, you can make a living being a DJ, and I've got across the line, and it's nice and achievable. So I suppose that's a lack of ambition, number one, but I just love Belfast. I mean, it's all the cliches, it's the people, it's the banter, it's that sort of everyone in Belfast that is a good person. Obviously the place is full of assholes, but the good people are great. I think that just makes them even kind of better. That doesn't really make sense, but you know what I mean. And the music scene's always been great, and I just love it. I am a home bird, and I'm incredibly proud to be from Belfast and to be from Northern Ireland. Not to get political about it, but I've always been from Northern Ireland, and I don't know you can't bottle up exactly why that is. It's just where I've had all my best memories, and where I met my wife, and where I think it's been very good to me as well. So the combination between slightly selfish reasons in that Belfast has been very good to me, and that I'm sort of slightly scared of bigger cities.
So we'll end on that. Thanks a lot.
No worries.
Cheers. So yeah, thanks a lot to Rigsy for putting the time aside to speak to me. Really enjoyed chatting to him, and he's a good guy. So be sure to check out Across the Line every Monday night. I'm sure there's a lot of people who listen anyway, but there's some fantastic bands coming up through the ranks in Belfast and Northern Ireland. We mentioned Brand New Friend there, which are fantastic and seem to be hitting every single festival across the British Isles at the moment. Obviously you've got the big ones like Two Door Cinema Club and Snow Patrol still churning out really good albums. So yeah, the music scene in Belfast is really picking up, and there's so many small bands that nearly any night of the week you can catch somebody playing. So yeah, check them out. And yep, other things that have happened this week, obviously the main thing that's kind of been dominating the news has been the bank buildings fire in Belfast, which is just really sad to see, to be honest. Such a nice building that's, survived the Blitz, for example, and I think it's around 300 years old, that building, or, the guts of 200 years. It's just so sad to see a building like that, completely destroyed within a few hours. But it does look like the exterior still seems to be intact, so hopefully the Belfast City Council can, drum up the support and the money to maintain the facade of the building, and hopefully we can see it kind of return to its former glory. But I have been encouraged to see the amount of people, in a time where Northern Ireland's kind of divided and, a bit disillusioned with the political circumstances. It was great to see so many people kind of come together and lament on what happened with that building. And, so many people have offered support to the fire service and, the hundreds of people who are probably going to be out of a job temporarily. So I've seen a few local restaurants offering, meals to the fire service and basically just giving a handout to those who, were working day and night to try and, save the building and save buildings around it. So, yeah, it's kind of sad that the building is burned down and everything, and but yeah, I've been encouraged at how the community has reacted to that. Obviously, we've got the glider, which I'd spoken about on another episode. It's been in trials this week, and I think there's been mainly good reactions to it. I've seen a few things on Twitter because obviously somebody's going to have a complaint, but yeah, I'm just going to leave it for a few months to give my proper verdict on that. But I'm hoping it's a benefit, and I'm hoping it makes public transport in Belfast a bit better, because I kind of feel that somewhere we've lagged behind previously in respect to the rest of the UK and Ireland. So we'll see how that goes. Tomorrow I'm going to be interviewing Tim McGarry for the podcast, which I'm really looking forward to. Such a funny guy, obviously, and a lot of experience in comedy, and yeah, just it'll be interesting to speak to him. So that should be up next week, all being well. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Be sure to give us a like on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, just all the usual spots, and make sure to give us a review as well if you can. It is greatly appreciated, and I know there's some complicated algorithm that works when there's more positive views. So I would love more people in Belfast to listen to this, and as always, I welcome any of your comments and suggestions for other guests. And yeah, just check out the Patreon page as well if you're looking to donate a pint or whatever if you enjoy listening to this. I think we've put out a few hours of content in a short space of time. So yeah, I enjoy doing this, and I'm going to continue doing this. So yeah, that's all this week. Again, just check us out on social media, and hope you have a good weekend and good week next week. Thanks. Bye.